Moving on to 51 and 52. Starts in 6. John 6. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 reads, 8 in the other, 8 and 52, 9 and 51. John 6. John 6, 67. You do not want me to leave too, do you? Jesus asked the 12. John 6:70. Then Jesus replied, Have I not chosen you, the 12? Yet one of you is a devil. Iron sharpens iron. What he leaves with them. Yeah, because it keeps them looking at each other. You know, they would have to question whether Judas was the one. Because if he went to if he served his fate that God born him for, he birthed him, his birth, his life and his death was for, the message wouldn't be the same without his crucifixion. So how is it Judas? How is it only Judas? And there's 12 disciples, but only 4 wrote things. So where's the other 8? Or where's the other 7? There's Peter, I guess, in here. But Peter doesn't say any, doesn't even quote Jesus. When you do Peter, where is Peter? I seen him earlier. You got Luke 10:41. Martha, Martha, the Lord answered, you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her. Matthew 5:27 through 30. You have heard that it was said, you shall not commit adultery. But I tell you that anyone who looks at a woman lustfully has already committed adultery with her in his heart. If your right eye causes you to stumble, gouge it out and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one part of your body than for your whole body to be thrown into hell. And if your right hand causes you to stumble, cut it off and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one part of your body than for your whole body to go into hell. John 21:5 through 6. He called out to them, Friends, haven't you any fish? "No," they answered. He said, "Throw your net on the right side of the boat, and you will find some." When they did, they were unable to haul the net in because of the large number of fish. Mark 4:35. That day when evening came, he said to his disciples, "Let us go over to the other side." John 21:10. Jesus said to them, "Bring some of the fish you have just caught." John 21:12. Jesus said to them, Come and have breakfast." None of the disciples dared ask him, "Who are you?" They knew it was the Lord. And ending 51 with 12, 54 through 59. He said to the crowd, "When you see a cloud rising in the west, immediately you say, 'It's going to rain,' and it does. And when the south wind blows, you say, 'It's going to be hot,' and it is. Hypocrites, you know how to interpret the appearance of the earth and the sky. How is it that you don't know how to interpret this present time? Why don't you judge for yourselves what is right? As you are going with your adversary to the magistrate, try hard to be reconciled on the way, or your adversary may drag you off to the judge, and the judge turn you over to the officer, and the officer throw you into prison. I tell you, you will not get out until you have paid the last penny." "52 starts with John 1:50 through 51. Jesus said, "You believe because I told you, I saw you under the fig tree. You will see greater things than that." He then added, "Very truly I tell you, you will see heaven open, and the angels of God ascending and descending on the Son of Man." Luke 14:16 through 24. Jesus replied, "A certain man was preparing a great banquet and invited many guests. At the time of the banquet he sent his servant to tell those who had been invited, Come, for everything is now ready." But they all alike began to make excuses. The first said, "I have just bought a field, and I must go and see it. Please excuse me." Another said, "I have just bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I am on my way to try them out. Please excuse me." Still another said, "I just got married, so I can't come." The servant came back and reported this to his master. Then the owner of the house became angry and ordered his servant, "Go out quickly into the streets and alleys of the town and bring in the poor, crippled. Go out quickly into the streets and alleys of the town and bring in the poor, the crippled, the blind, and the lame." "Sir," the servant said, "what you ordered has been done, but there is still room." Then the master told his servant, "Go out to the roads and country lanes and compel them to come in, so that my house will be full. I tell you, not one of those who were invited will get a taste of my banquet." Mark. Snap, I wonder if that's the right one. I think it's a dash. Man. Matthew, Mark. Well, let's see if there's a Mark. Well, Mark 24 does not exist, so it's definitely the dash is correct. Lovely. They're in piles. Oh no, I took them out of their piles. That's right. Did keep them in their bundles of drawing of what I drew them, like as I drew the 6, 7s, and I kept them in their own little 6 and 7 piles, but like separated. But then now I just put the deck back all together. I literally have Mark 24-25, so it's 24 through 25. So I guess I will dealer's choice. Let's see. I'll just have to look through all the chapters and see where I had 24 and 25 highlighted together. Not that one. Not that one. We got that there. I like that one. Mark 4, 24 through 25. Consider carefully what you hear, he continued. With the measure you use, it will be measured to you, and even more. Whoever has will be given more. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. I'm going to see if I had any more 24, 25s. Not there, nope. Not there, nope. 24, 25, nope. 24, 25, nope. Twenty-four, 25. Mark 10, 24 through 25 is, the disciples were amazed at his words. Hold on, this hair is annoying me. The disciples were amazed at his words. But Jesus said again, "Children, how hard is it to enter the kingdom of God? It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for someone who is rich to enter the kingdom of God." Mark 11:24-25. "Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. And it will be yours. And when you stand praying, if you hold anything against anyone, forgive them, so that your Father in heaven may forgive you your sins." Yeah, but it literally has nothing to do with not forgiving Holly at all. She's just always on the move. She's a constant. She's always up to evil things, and always, she's not done. And she never will be. She's always going to be lying and deceiving and in the wrong. You know what I mean? It's never going to end. Or, yeah, she's never actually going to be her true self. She's always just going to live in this lie that's a threat. Oh, yeah, always beckoning to her people in the shadows to off me, to turn the crowd against me, to justify everything she's done and said. It's not about forgiveness. I forgive her. It's because I see her. It's pathetic to be her. It's unfortunate. It's embarrassing. You know what I mean? It sucks to not be able to live a life where you can never be honest, because the honesty will ruin you. Because there's no way she's never going to be honest, because she'd have to admit that she knew that I could die, and she did it anyway. But because she's never going to come out with her justified reason. There's nothing there is no actual justified reason. It was just supposed to all go away. And it was supposed to scare the shit out of Marshall so much, and then she'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to cover it up, and we can just pretend like we were never here, and we can just, we just both channeled all this stuff, and oh, this is what came of it. Oh my God, yeah, look at all these girls and all these people." Just like the song that she gave Evanescence, that literally coached her in singing to steal from a little girl, because she was going to be like, "Oh my God, I was just hearing it over and over and again in my head. I didn't know that was somebody else's." Lie. And I guarantee you, your internet, your internet web search, your internet, whatever you call that, history is going to prove that it's a lie, that you heard that song. So anyway, it's not about forgiveness. There's always forgiveness, because I understand the human being, the humanness. I see the downness, the sadness, the weakness, the evil, the wicked, the person that she is. You know what I mean? I understand. Yeah, it takes a lot for a person like that to change. But she's free to be happy, exactly. Currently, and that's what I'm helping her with Elliot. She's making a bunch of bad decisions. He's trying to stick around. I'm trying to, you know what I mean? Help. Yeah, exactly. So help her come clean about everything, and let her know, hey, you have this dude here. You know what I mean? You don't have nothing, but she's pushing him away, because she thinks that her plan was gonna work. That she wanted to do this whole breakup thing. How good for her, because then she can say everything that she really feels towards Marshall. And then, Elliot was so, because of her original thing was going to be, which she can still play out that same narrative. Elliot was so jealous of my relationship with Marshall that it just didn't work out in the end. But there is no relationship with Marshall for her, so that will never come into fruition. She'll always just still have Elliot. You know what I mean? And she's going to have to deal with herself at some point. So anyway, yeah, she's just another human being on this world, but she's a threat to me, because she constantly is coming for me. For no reason. I've never even done anything to her, but it's because I was given to her as a target a long time ago, to trade in, to make it seem like, because her position, she's dealing with an organization, she's from an organization she's working with, either a government agency or a cult. It was give them me, And she gets to get what she wants. So she has to continue to try to trade me in. And she's not understanding. There's a setup. But they just proved that she was going to actually do that. So as much as she can be the victim as being a fall guy for something, she can't come clean with the truth because how much she invested in it and believed in it and believed that I was going to fall to my fate and she would get that place that she, because family, yeah. How the fuck do you get into somewhere, you have a baby with somebody so you are attached to that person? You know what I mean? Even though she's trying to get the crowd to be like, Marshall hates his family, and look, she's just like all those other bitches that Marshall had to get away from his life. That's what the narrative she's playing now. But anyway. That's why she put herself as this main person that I was the only one that knew it. But get him in a lot of secrets and this and that and this and that. And make it feel like it's all his fault, even though like all these confidential and all, because a bunch of people in my hometown got on confidential informant level, got out of a bunch of charges just to come around and try to drive me crazy and get themselves involved with me to be false witnesses later. But she's putting them make it seem like it was Dre and all them coming around, and then them bringing drug game here because everybody heard or spotted Marshall and Skylar's music, and you know they're like, oh well, this is the spot, like, and then be like, well, all these people were confidential informants because these white people were trying to protect their rural area from the black city people coming around, you know, trying to protect this girl right here. Like that's a false narrative. It's all a false narrative. This is all a false narrative, but it's what the media would buy up first before they would ever actually get to the truth, which is these are her people. Everybody moving on her behalf to try to get her what she wants. Me out of the way, and then this big lie of a narrative of what's really happening to make a man who is broken seem crazy, and so he'll keep this secret with her that we just channeled this. Neither of us were ever really here, which is a lie. Yeah, but she sent people. But since I started shit with her on the internet, then she can send a private investigator after me and be like, well, this is how I made, she private investigated me in 2013 too, when she made her album. The moment that I got the reckless neglect in the nursing home with the resident that had a lower to the floor who fractured her femur, kind of hairline fracture in her femur from lowering her to the floor because she had osteoporosis. But she literally didn't have any pain. She was on her way to a meal, but she repetitively asked her if she was in any pain. She said no. I didn't have a gate belt on her because those gate belts go up under your titties and caught up under it. Dignity. It's a dignity thing. She didn't, you know what I mean? I just used the back of my forearms, my elbows under her arms, you know what I mean? And she was holding onto the sink, and I went to go pull up her pants, and her knees went weak, but I lowered her to the floor. She didn't fall to the floor. I caught her whole thing. But the thing is, I didn't have a gate belt, so I got fired. And then I got reckless neglect. That's also, I'm not going to drag them through the mud, but she was a 1 assist. But later they said that she was a 2 assist. But everybody will tell you she was a 1 assist all the way up to that point. Everybody said that I always should have sent her flowers. But you know what I mean? It was a shit situation. I'm real bad with that human connection like that, though. Because I should have sent her flowers. I should have went and seen her again, but I didn't. I just stayed away and let the investigation go on, and then took the consequence, because I know I fucked up by not using a gate belt. But anyway, that's what her using the walker for the Balenciaga 2020 whatever the fuck is, because she investigated me and was like, oh well, I got something on her, so I can turn the crowd against her, and then send a bunch of people in to do drugs around her and to get her involved in drugs through her dirty operatives, you know what I mean? And then sell it to everybody else. She's just like him, and I gotta help Marshall. I gotta get him away. He doesn't know what kind of decisions he's making because he's broken and he's sick from proof, and he's just mad at me, and he's just angry with me, and and then get all of his friends to agree. Because then if you say that I'm the Marine operative in this operation, because I found out later Proof got killed by somebody who was in the Army. So she's trying to say that I'm part of the team that's tricking him to come over here and trying to sell to all of his friends and all the black community, that he's just sick in the head, mentally and emotionally disturbed, unwell, and just mad at her, and, you know, sleeping on himself, and he's making wrong decisions just because he you know, making the same mistakes he did with Kim, giving her chance after chance after chance, when he's just chasing another drug addict, another alcoholic. And she was helping him make the better decision for himself, but ensuring to try to keep me down by helping send in people around me to keep me down, which I didn't, obviously, and that's a problem for her. Because at the end of the day, whenever the narrative comes out where she was the hero part, which she's losing the hero part, comes about, she's gonna look real fucking stupid. And there's no way for her to be honest, because she knows that in her heart, she wanted me dead. So she can't be honest with herself or anybody else, because she knows her true intentions. And she knows how much, she was actually involved in all the gang stalking operations. And them being the gang stalking operations across America, were supposed to cover her tracks. Even though she was the one that kicked off the whole fucking field of propaganda and gang stalking against everybody. It was to cover her tracks. And see, it wasn't me. I only targeted Bianca, because she would have said later, oh yeah, you're right, I did. It must have just channeled her. You know what I mean? Oh, this gang stalking was all going on. I was just channeling this person who was connected to you, and something tragic happened to her. You know what I mean? Like, she was supposed to be... I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be here speaking and living and being well and being sober and being clean. What is it? Going on 2018 to now. Going on 8 years clean. 3 years sober. I don't even do the weed. Don't smoke cigarettes. Don't do nothing. And that's a problem for her, and she knows it. Because she didn't want to be Dido. She didn't want to be somebody who just worked with him and then went about her way. She wants forever. She wants to be the one that he calls for everything. Because he needs a female in his life that he can trust. And she knows how much that he holds on to people, trauma bonding. So she just did a trauma bond with him. They just staged and orchestrated a way for them to trauma bond over something together. Yeah, the whole blaming Mariah thing is because my name's Bianca. And if it's Tony's situation, Tony and Epstein and Diddy's situation, like they're going to say in the end, bunch of thuggeronis making moves to control the economy and the market, right? Or whatever, get drug areas or whatever the fuck they're going to say it was. Yeah, then I don't know if she's gonna befriend Mariah and be like, see, so you just channeled Dame Bianca and somebody's ugly daughter when you left Tony, or were you telling about, because you knew about Tony's situation, or what was it? Or was she, given a file with the name Bianca on it to target somebody in a town somewhere to steal energy from Marshall and Mariah in the beginning, and then it just so happened that I had a fucking kid with his cousin, and so that became a fucking problem, and so she had to wait until she got some dirt on me, like, I don't know, reckless neglect on a nursing home resident, to start blackmailing me, to get me under her control, like, oh, you're a fucking problem for him, and then throw in, oh, you're an addict, and you're this, and you're that, and have a bunch of false witnesses in my hometown say I'm a bad mother, like Rachel Seibert, people who have confidential informant cases. They got out of cases instead of doing prison time. Were set in my house to be a false witness on me when it comes time. Because there's a lot of people in this town that got drug charges and didn't do any time. And didn't even do probation. Because they're just here to be false witnesses against me whenever it comes time for her. So anyway, that's my life in a nutshell. In the last fucking 10 years. 11, technically. years. So anyway, where was I? Oh, well, I was seeing, so yeah, there's Mark 11, 24 through 25. And then, you know I'm a one-take wonder, I'm keeping it. Why would I not, buddy? I need all the help I can get when it comes to this situation. She's trying to put who she is on me and get me killed. She's an informant. She's a double agent. Yeah, just like Jesselyn's dad was. He was a triple agent. For 3 different countries, was he not? Like father, like daughter. And then Holly is Jesselyn's girl. Let's see. And then there's 12. 12:24. Mark 12:24 through 25 is, Jesus replied, "Are you not in error because you do not know the Scriptures or the power of God? When the dead rise, they will neither marry nor be given in marriage. They will be like the angels in heaven." Let's see. Mark 13:24 through 25. But in those days, following that distress, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. The stars will fall from the sky, and the heavenly bodies will be shaken. Let's see, Mark 14:24 through 25. "This is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many," he said to them. "Truly I tell you, I will not drink again from the fruit of the vine until that day, when I drink it new in the kingdom of God." Oop, that's it. And then we move on to, I don't know how to, I guess I'm going to have to go through again and write all those in the description. Mark, all the marks. Every time I read Mark anyway, I think of either a race or a target. Matthew 4:7. Matthew 4:7. Jesus answered him, "It is also written, 'Do not put the Lord your God to the test.'" Matthew 4:10. Jesus said to him, "Away from me, Satan, for it is written, 'Worship the Lord your God and serve him only.'" John 2:4. "Woman, why do you involve me?" Jesus replied, "My hour has not yet come." John 2:7 through 8. Jesus said to the servants, "Fill the jars with water." So they filled them to the brim. Then he told them, "Now draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet." Luke 21, it's the last one. Luke 21:10 through 28. Luke 21:10 through 28. Then he said to them, "Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be great earthquakes, famines and pestilences in various places, and fearful events and great signs from heaven. But before all this, they will seize you and persecute you. They will hand you over to synagogues and put you in prison, and you will be brought before kings and governors, and all on account of my name. And so you will bear testimony to me. But make up your mind not to worry beforehand how you will defend yourselves. For I will give you words and wisdom that none of your adversaries will be able to resist or contradict. You will be betrayed even by parents, brothers, and sisters, relatives, and friends, and they will put some of you to death. Everyone will hate you because of me, but not a hair of your head will perish. Stand firm, and you will win and you will win life. When you see Jerusalem being surrounded by armies, you will know that its desolation is near. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let those in the city get out, and let those in the country not enter the city. For this is the time of punishment and fulfillment of all that has been written. How dreadful it will be in those days for pregnant women and nursing mothers. There will be great distress in the land and wrath against this people. They will fall by the sword and will be taken as prisoners to all the nations. Jerusalem will be trampled on by the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. There will be signs in the sun, moon, and stars. On the earth, nations will be in anguish and perplexity at the roaring and tossing of the sea. People will faint from terror, apprehensive of what is coming in the world, for the heavenly bodies will be shaken. At that time they will see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. When these things begin to take place, stand up and lift your heads, because your redemption is drawing near. And that is the end of 52. Let's see. I'm going to title it, The End is Drawing Near. And